Aloha guys, Scuba Chris here. I'd like to introduce you to Shimano's Nexave, the Nexave FL reel. This is going to be for my handing rods. I got two of these rods, so I can put two different reels on them and go out on the same day. So this here is what they're calling the NEXC 3000 HD FL. Whoosh, long name. That's meant for fresh or salt water. And this is one of Shimano's newest mid-level entry spinners, and it has impressive stats considering it was only released a couple years ago. One of which is the propulsion line management system right here. Now, when the line comes off of the spool, it's because of the angle that is given to the lip here. It will come off in smaller coils, thus it is be less friction. The line will come off more freely, and you're going to get more distance on your cast. One of the good things that Shimano is doing is that they're trickling down these higher type of characteristics into the lesser price reels to make them look better, but they're keeping the prices down instead of raising them, which is pretty good. Now the Nexave comes in 5 different sizes: 1000, which has a 7-pound max. It comes in 2500 with a 9-pound max. Here's a big jump from 2500. From 2500 up to C3000. So from 9 pounds will jump up to 20-pound max. That's pretty damn good for just a jump from 2500 to 3000. In fact, that is really spectacular. And the C3000, which this is here, the C stands for a deeper spool, which means you get more line on this. Then you're going to have a 4000, which is also 24-pound max, and you're going to have the C5000, which is also 24-pound max. And you notice that the C's are in for the 3000 and 5000, so that means they're going to both have deeper spools. You get more lineage on it. So the gear ratio here is 6.2 to 1. That means that for every one complete turn of the handle, this will go around 6.2 times. That will give you an indication how fast your speed is when you're bringing in your lure. Now the max drag is 20 pounds on this one, which is pretty good for a 3000 size. Bearings, 3+1, so you get 3 stainless steel high performance bearings plus 1 roller bearing. Roller bearing is right here, so when your line goes through here, it's going to help create a nice smoother exit for the line to go out. And the weight here, 9 ounces. 9 ounces is pretty light for a stacked reel like this. So I'm not sure what kind of line I'm going to use just yet, but if you're going to go with Power Pro, some type of braided line, well, you're going to get more lineage. For 10 pounds, it's 200 yards, 20 pounds, 140 yards, 40 pounds, only 105 yards. But if you go mono, mono is a little bit thicker line, you can get a little bit less. So for 6 pounds, you're going to get 230 yards, 8 pounds, 170 yards, and 10 pounds, 140 yards. Just remember, this is a C series, which means that it's a deeper spool, so you will get a little bit more line on this than you would on an average 3000 size spinner. You can see why on these two rods here, I got this reel for. The 3000 is perfect. I mean, it looks, feels perfect. The weight is, and everything is perfect for rods in the 7 foot class. That's why these two rods are identical, and I got one reel here. So I'm going to give it a try. Then I'm going to get another 3000 of another type, and that should complete the Assam. Now, this Shimano incorporates the G-free body system, which means that all the weight, most of the weight, it's transferred to the upper section of the body of the reel. So when you're holding it like this, instead of the weight being on the bottom and being sluggish, most of the weight is transferred to the top, closer to where the grip and the power is. So this way, when you're twist and turning the reel, most of the weight's up there, so you're not going to feel much restriction. In fact, this should help improve your hand movement. No, really, this is a great reel for beginners and anglers like myself for freshwater as well as salt. The colors are amazing. I mean, really, really amazing. Recently, Shimano has really made great efforts to make sure that the colors are not drab, but they just stand out, unlike some of the other previous releases. And the price point is quite affordable. They're slowly releasing a lot of the high point characteristics of the higher class models and incorporating into the lower price models. And I tell you, the prices are staying the same, and that's a really great infuse that Shimano is doing for us. And check this out, no anti-reverse switch whatsoever. Isn't that great? That means one less hole in the fuselage to let water in. So it will stop. Like, it has a bearing just for this, so it stops all on its own. These handing rods are perfect for this reel. Really is. Anything that's around just under 7 feet, like into the mid 6 foot range, I'm going to use a 2500. Anything pushing 8 feet, I'm going to use a 3000. Check these out. These are the new Magic L rods. They are 8 feet 2 inches, medium light build. These are the new rods by Handing, and I think these are going to be perfect for the 3000 size reel here, which is why I have 2 of them. So now I'm going to put on 15-pound test braid onto this. All through. Looks like another good line lay. 15-pound braid. Actually, I'm only like 30, maybe roughly 30 yards short, so it took almost, I would say, close to 90% of that whole roll.